Now, this is another pretty major issue. Got these people calling me from restricted numbers at all hours of the fucking morning. Sometimes they breathe heavy. Sometimes they threaten my life. It all depends. Now, this person, I wanted to answer it this time so that I could record it. But, well, let's take a look at that. Restricted call. Now, most of these restricted calls most of them are just people breathe into the phone. Some of them are threats against my life, and some of them are cops. It's difficult to be able to tell which is which. Do I answer the phone because it might be a cop? So here's the thing that I got to deal with. First of all, I got to deal with how the cops treat homeless people and how mentally ill is treated here in the United States. And then I got to deal with the general public, their ignorance and their assholery over it. The thing is, Natalie Bollinger and I could have dealt with this like adults. It very easily could have been dealt with like adults. When an innocent person is being victimized, see, you guys got to see some of the Tim Beeson texts already, or messages. But the thing is, that wasn't all of it. There's still a lot more I got to go through. That's the kind of shit that I've been going through for 3 years. And then, there's people like, all right, for example, Rihanna, she at least admitted she fucked up. She at least admitted that it was due to her alcoholism, which Shannon Alvarado's not going to do. But then again, Shannon Alvarado hasn't had to live this. She doesn't know fucking shit about it. And she's an alcoholic too, but she also doesn't recognize how her alcohol affects those around her. When I was there, she had to go without drinking for almost a week. She had told some people with her court stuff that the police, or had told the police, I suppose, that her ex had pushed her. So they sent CPS over to check out her house, and there's a back side to the house, and there's a front side to the house. The front side is her dad's side, and the back side is hers. And she was a fucking wreck. I mean, when people are coming down off of drugs or coming down off of whatever their addiction is, yeah, they're a fucking wreck. And every day she would ask me the same exact questions on rotation. Every single day. Sean, how do I pass a piss test for alcohol? How do I pass a piss test for alcohol? How the fuck should I know? What if they piss me for alcohol? I don't know. I don't drink. I don't have any kids. If I did have kids, I certainly wouldn't choose alcohol over my kids. That's for certain. I wouldn't choose marijuana over my kids. That's for certain. I wouldn't choose meth over my kids. That's for certain. Hell, I don't choose that shit over the adults that I know. I don't choose that shit over your kids. But Shannon Alvarado's never had to go through it. Now, she was molested as a kid, and that fucking sucks. But, it only happened a couple of times, and she's fucking traumatized for life. And when we talked about how, girls, when they start doing that fucked up shit, it's not even over the predators doing something. It's about they told their mom and their mom didn't care. And Shannon ain't no different. When it happens to a boy, he's just got to get over it. A boy ain't allowed to have emotions. That's why boys start killing themselves at 5 times the rate of girls, starting at the age of 15. Now, having these punk ass little bitches that want to harass me over the internet, I'm fucking used to it. Now, me, there's lots of people that I harassed over the internet. You damn right I'm gonna harass you back. If you and your friends are gonna be fucking harassing me and fucking assaulting me and all sorts of shit like that, fuck yes, I'm gonna fucking speak out about it. Don't be a piece of shit. Candace Bondurant is a fucking piece of shit, straight up. What she did, no matter what her fucking excuse, was completely fucking wrong. The first time that people were fucking posting up shit in those Facebook groups with pictures of her old living room, she should have called the fucking cops. But she didn't, did she? Now, all these people who claim that they were going to help me, claim that they wanted to help me, none of them actually fucking helped me. Without their words in fucking court, without them going with me to make the cops do their fucking jobs, it wasn't going to happen. And now the cops are in so fucking deep. Laura Nelson finally went in with me. Too afraid to fucking speak up, though. She did speak up once the camera was off. Hopefully, Deputy Holloway had his body camera on. Laura Nelson is afraid of how telling the truth will affect her and her business in this town. And she's got to be afraid for her son's safety. After 2 fucking years of this bullshit, she's still afraid for her son. She's also afraid of being targeted by the fucking cops. She's afraid of being targeted by people in town who don't like me. And she's friends with some of these people who did fucked up shit, like Amy Kalina Kingery. I don't give a fuck if you want to be friends with Amy. I don't. After what she did to her own kids, after choosing methamphetamines over her own kids, after choosing Josh over her own kids, after stealing from me. Fuck yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm gonna fucking speak up. And you goddamn right, I don't give a fuck if you're friends with Amy. If she's willing to do that shit to me, she's willing to do that shit to you. And by the way, her and Josh took money from Laura for a tattoo that they wanted. My equipment that they were going to use to give Laura a tattoo. They took Laura's money and then they dipped out of fucking town. How do I know this? Laura fucking told me. But then again, she's not willing to speak up about it. Well, fuck it. Meanwhile, when I had money coming in, I spent more money at Laura's store than Amy ever did. I bought tools there. Bought tools from her husband. I also helped them out. When they asked for help, they got it. My boat and my busted ass gun lathe. Because when I bought them, I bought 2 gun lathes from Jason Jeffson, Big J. And I bought a boat from him. And Big J, that's Big Jason Jeffson, he's not too good with the skid loaders. He poked a hole in my boat after I bought it. He poked a hole in it, putting it on the boat trailer. And then he dropped my gun lathe and broke it too. But you know what? That doesn't make him a bad person. So I got a busted gun lathe from World War I and World War II. It was used for making, it was from Liverpool. It was used for making guns, obviously. That's still out at Lord Nelson. There's some other tools in that boat too. I bought two gun lathes. The first one I had already converted over. That's the one that I hurt my back moving. I had converted it over to make World War One airplane engines in miniature. I got the blueprints from a guy in England. Still have the email from that. Guy's name is Legendary. Now, these guys who called me from a restricted number called me twice already this morning. Once at 2:15 a.m., once at 2:48 a.m. I have to keep my phone number. And I know that what Deputy Holloway said about changing my number, I should do that and so on and so forth. But the fact is, I need my number. A lot of the people that I'm trying to get to contact me, they have my number. And sure, I could call them all up and give them a new number, but then I got to run the risk of if I change my number, it wiping off all of my text messages, wiping out my call history. That's all important fucking shit. Now, I knew that I would be targeted for speaking out, but the fact is, that's the only option I have. Speak out or blow my fucking head off. Fight for my fucking rights. And I'm fighting for your rights too. They are mutually exclusive. This is the United States of America. These rights are supposed to be for all of us. While I was being treated like I was on drugs, who was it that was on those fucking drugs? Natalie. Natalie's entire fucking family. Her stepmothers, her mother, her dad, her sister, all on fucking drugs. And they wanted to treat me like shit by pretending that I was on drugs. Like that would make it okay that they were doing this shit. No, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. But I'm the one who gets treated that way because that's the reputation that you want to give the homeless. And I had that conversation with Todd yesterday or day before yesterday. Todd, number one, admitted to doing drugs. Number two, admitted that I don't. Maybe that'll put it in perspective for you. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe it will. These people wanted to go out of their way to do everything in their fucking power to destroy my First Amendment right to freedom of speech and a great many other rights too, such as the right to face my accuser. They pulled every fucking dirty trick that they could to prevent me from doing that, to prevent me from being able to talk to people and tell them what's going on. Hey, Miss Peaches, they're slandering us. They're lying outright. Mandy Hughes sent me money so that I would have money on my phone so that I could call those people. But that money never showed up. They took it out of her account, but it never, ever arrived. And I tried using the phone a lot. But because that money never arrived, I got severely fucked. The public pretenders wouldn't do their fucking jobs. The public pretenders did everything in their power not to do their fucking jobs. And then the work that they should have done, they ended up doing twice as much work or more to try to cover up the fact that they didn't do their fucking jobs. And even the judges were involved in that. Even the judges. For me, going to court in Larimer County and watching a child molester walk out of the courtroom, got special treatment because he was a soldier once. He molested a 6-year-old boy and they let him walk. They let a child molester walk. Now there's a guy who was murdered in Tacoma not too long ago. He went by the name Lucky. I knew him. I have a conversation between me and Lucky on this very YouTube. He got shot. He's dead as a fucking doornail. But the conversation with him and I shows the shit that people have to go through when they're falsely accused. Now, maybe he's guilty, maybe he's not. It doesn't matter if you're guilty or not. All somebody has to do is say that you did it. Now, with the whole Natalie situation, Natalie didn't go running around telling people that I was a child molester. She didn't go running around telling people I was a rapist. Matter of fact, the conversations between her and I show that I looked out for them and tried to keep them safe. The same thing with the ones between me and Alicia Bollinger. But I was denied my right to show evidence, my right to call witnesses, my right to face my accusers. They denied every fucking right that I, as a citizen of the United States, am entitled to. But I'm homeless, so I'm not an American citizen. I'm broke, so I'm not an American citizen, right? You call me mentally ill, and it makes it okay for you to harm me. Meanwhile, according to the law, it is exactly the opposite. But when they can call you mentally ill to discredit you, you need someone in your corner, and I had nobody. Not once through all of this have I had somebody actually in my corner. Now, there's people who said that they would, people that said that they were. But most of them, their drug use prevented them. In many of those cases, people were fucking scared shitless of being targeted by the public the way that I was, and still am. I speak out on YouTube and on Facebook because I was denied repeatedly the right in court. Public pretenders get paid whether they win or lose, whether they make any effort or not. I'd love to be able to sit in a quiet environment and go through all of this stuff and not be overwhelmed. Like right now, I can hear the guy downstairs, he's playing his video game, and that's not a bad thing. He should be allowed to do that. It's his house. Hello? 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 Melanie Martinez. That's Melanie Martinez that they were playing. Somebody also called me from a restricted number last week. Now, thanks to Bobby Forrest, I actually have my voicemail set up. So let's see if we can.
Eight voice messages. First voice message sent Friday, January 3rd at 8:17
Now, this is
a.m.
before I even had it set up.
Bobby. Duration 1 minute. Sure, it's Bobby. I'm returning your message from last night. After all that waiting I did, texting you, I couldn't wait up any longer, man. I was way too tired. But I'm just starting to wake up now. The nurse is going to be here shortly. But everybody
text back and forth for hours and hours and hours.
When she comes, it will be through the back door. So
fuck, it was a pain in the ass.
If you want, I will call you. And I'll call you whenever. It'll be this morning before everybody wakes up.
But then he didn't.
Talk to you soon, Sean.
Like after waiting up all night for him to call me, he just kept on making excuse after excuse after excuse. And then 2 minutes.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message saved. End of new messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. First saved voice message. Sent Friday, January 3rd.
How do I skip it though?
8:17 a.m. From Bobby. Duration 1 minute. Sure, it's Bobby.
What a pain in the ass. You see, that's the thing. There's a lot of complicated shit that I don't know how to do. And you guys who know how to do it, I mean, it magically is okay, right? Like, I magically should know how to do this because you know how to do it. There's a lot of stuff that people just assume that I should know how to do. And people showed them how to do it, and that's how they learned. But then there's nobody to show me here in person. I had to learn how to set up my voicemail from listening to Bobby. See, that's the thing, is that without a family that gives a shit, I get to be victimized for my disabilities. Everyone victimizes me for my disabilities. They expect me to be able to do things that I'm not capable of doing, and then they want to victimize me for that. They want to treat me like I'm a terrible person. Meanwhile, these people never fucking tried. Me, when I say I can't do something, it's not from lack of trying, but having to deal with alcoholics like Shannon Alvarado and Rand Ingersoll because the police aren't going to do their fucking jobs. Like, holy fucking shit. 2 years of this fucking shit. And because I don't have any money to take these people to court, because I don't have the money to be jumping around through all of their fucking hoops. Meanwhile, I was jumping through these hoops without a fucking day in court. How fucked up is that? They're requiring me to jump through all of these fucking hoops that I don't have the money to jump through. They wouldn't listen to any of the fucking witnesses. They wouldn't call any of the fucking witnesses. They allowed people to threaten, harass, and intimidate the witnesses. And you know what? I harassed the witnesses too. I did. If it's all right for them, it's all right for me. If you are too fucking cowardly to come forward because of these people, I am going to speak out. You don't want to be fucking targeted by these people, but you're fine with me being targeted by them. These people should have made a fucking effort. I, as a disabled person, shouldn't have to rely on alcoholics and meth dealers. I shouldn't have to go to police officers who repeatedly did not do their jobs. I shouldn't have to go to people. I shouldn't have to go to people like Laura Nelson. I shouldn't. But Laura is a witness to much of this, and she needs to speak out about it instead of being a coward. What I've been explaining from the start is that I need a fucking advocate. Now, it's obvious from listening to Amanda and Brandon that obviously I'm not fucking schizophrenic. Obviously. Obviously, these issues that I'm having to deal with, I'm not the only one who has to deal with these. I'm just the only one who has to deal with them on this fucking level. And yeah, I get frustrated with these people because while these fucking web wingnuts harass me and fucking make my life hell, these people coming forward is the difference. The difference between Zayd Atkinson and myself is that while people wanted to support him because of the color of his skin, people wanted to harm me because of slander that I was never allowed to defend myself against, never allowed to face my accusers. I didn't choose for Ken and Leah to steal all my money. I didn't choose for police to omit evidence, to turn off their body cameras, to literally assault me. I didn't choose for the FBI to not give a shit. I didn't choose for these websites that I'm supposed to go to be so goddamn impossible to get anything done on. And there are people here on this very fucking YouTube that I talked with. In Washington State, they actually did sit down with me, finally sit down with me to try to help me with those things. And the conversations with them about them that is on here, on this YouTube, about how frustrating it was, how fucking impossible it was to get it done. Fuck this goddamn country. And fuck you for supporting it. Fuck you for supporting the government. Fuck you for victimizing the most victimized people in America. Fucking trashy ass piece of shit. Hello, coward. Hello, junkie. That's Whiskey Lullaby. No, that's hold on a second. I'll actually pull that song up. I'm gonna hang it up. If I die young, bury me in sand, lay me down on a bed of roses. Yep. Uh, Alicia Bollinger deserves prison. The whole Bollinger family does. The fact is, train, I've been dealing with this shit for over 3 years. Now people know when they know you how to hurt you. Amy Spencer, first of all, she knows I didn't abuse her kids. Second of all, she knows I didn't murder anybody. But because she's a fucking meth head, all strung out on fucking methamphetamines, not taking care of her kids. Well, when that shit went down in Wyoming, she got a hold of me, wanted to accuse me of abusing her kids. Who abused her kids? Amy Spencer abused her kids. Rana Ingersoll abused her kids, but not in the way that her kids were claiming. Those kids were fed. Now, albeit at times they might have been the only people in the trailer that were fed, they were fed. They wouldn't stop eating. They ate nonstop while there. But they're also addicted to sugar. I get that. I'm addicted to sugar. I can't drink coffee without sugar in it. Yeah, this shit drives me fucking crazy. But what do you expect me to do? You want me to do nothing about it? Fuck you. Fuck you if you expect me to do nothing about this. Nobody should have to go through this. Nobody should have to break the law to defend themselves. Now, all of the things that I did after the fact. All of the laws that I broke because those laws were broken already by these people. But it's okay for them to do it because you just call me mentally ill and it makes it okay. You call me mentally ill and it must mean that I'm making it up regardless of how much evidence I post. The police refused to investigate any of the crimes against me. By the time Tim Beeson was fucking threatening me, by the time that he pulled that shit, I'd already dealt with months and months of it. I mean, the very first time somebody assaulted me over it, like it was all the way back in fucking October. If you want to consider what is legally an assault, the first assault was the very first day that I got back to Boulder. It might have been the second day. I think the first day the dude was just fucking screaming at me right outside of Starbucks. And the second day is when I got pushed. But I can't be certain about that. It was a long time ago. A lot of shit has happened since then. I should have never had to go to Shannon Alvarado's. Fuck the police. Fuck this goddamn country. Fuck you goddamn cowards. It's fine if it's not happening to you, but when it happens to you, it's the end of the fucking world, isn't it? Meanwhile, I spoke up when it happened to you. Didn't I, Ogre? Didn't I, Lexi Woods? Didn't I, Tabitha Michelle? Didn't I, Rihanna Ingersoll? Didn't I? You fucking A right I did. You fucking A right I did. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. Bitch, you can speak up. You guys wanted to be pissed off that I fucking cursed. Well, you expect me to smile and say thank you. Thank you for lying. Thank you. Thank you because your lies prevent me from seeing any of my loved ones in Boulder. I want to thank you for that. That is such a wonderful thing for you to do, Natalie Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger. That is such a sweet thing for you to do, Maddie Boa. Meanwhile, who is it that's actually on fucking drugs? Natalie Bollinger was on methamphetamines and heroin when she was fucking killed. Her sister Alicia has gone to drug court repeatedly because she can't stay off the fucking drugs. Her dad went on a high-speed chase with Alicia Bollinger. Almost got her fucking killed with 18 grams of methamphetamines. And what did I do? I still tried to help find her and get her safe, just as I did with her sister Natalie. Yes, they did extremely fucked up shit to me. Extremely fucked up. And their friends took part. Fuck all of you goddamn pieces of shit. You want me to shut up? Put a bullet in my fucking head. That's what it's gonna take. Put a bullet in my fucking head, you coward. Don't talk about it. Don't threaten to fucking do it. Actually fucking do it. Tim Beeson, put me in the fucking ground, you coward. Justin Ward, don't be a bitch. Come fucking do it. Braxton, don't be a fucking filthy goddamn cunt rag. Pull the fucking trigger, you coward. Ted Bollinger, come and fucking get me. While these people are pulling all of their fucking bullshit and doing it repeatedly. I went to the cops, did I not? Of fucking course I did. Fuck the police. You know, the victimization that I endured is the reason that I was fucking having a mental breakdown, and then people throw me away for having a mental breakdown. The abuse that I was enduring and continue to endure is the reason that I want my life to be over. But instead of doing something about that, these people use the fact that I want my life to be over to abuse me, to get away with their fucking crimes. To go out of their way to try to paint me as if I'm a Ted Bollinger, to make it okay that they do the things that they do. I will not stop speaking out. I need to be allowed to face my fucking accusers in a court of law, all of them, because this isn't just a bunch of individual isolated fucking cases. This is all over fucking slander by Natalie and Alicia Bollinger in fucking Virginia. Dominoes, motherfucker.